Dead Workers Party on Smite, episode 17, recorded on August 30th, 2013. I'm Brent. Could care less what date is, Copeland.
I am Wes. It is very important what today is, Wilson. And we have a guest.
No Eric.
I know.
I didn't hear Eric.
There's no Eric here, but we've got somebody else, our very own Nivik Harris.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going great.
It's going pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing
great.
I'm doing much better
Maybe
now that you're
better
here.
if we'd won that arena.
I don't want to hear about it.
Whose fault do you think it was?
I'm not gonna name names, but Wes's.
You say that, but you don't believe that in your heart.
Oh, the silence speaks volumes. Volumes, sir. So
I don't want to hear this.
we've been playing Smite. I'm 30. What level are you, Nivik?
24.
24. He's not going to make it. Wes?
I'm 28.
28.
I am going to
Almost
make
there.
it.
Almost there.
They haven't even announced when the beta is gonna end yet, and they're gonna announce when it's gonna end. ERA has said that they're gonna let us know when it's when we need to.
Yeah, but when they do, you're not going to be able to get it in time.
Well, what happens if they announce at PAX, which is a good time for them to announce the $20,000 tournament that's going on right now?
That's true.
What are you going to do if they announce a month from now? Do you think that's enough time for you?
A month? Yeah, totally. For 6 levels. I mean, if I was starting the game. No
But
way,
you're at school. You're playing with horns.
Yeah, but I have a lot of breaks during the school day, so I just play a lot.
Oh.
So
Really?
yeah, I have 8 a.m. classes, then I come home, and then I'm home for an hour and a half, and I go to another class, then I come back home.
And you're like one of those smart kids. You don't have to actually study for anything.
I gotta study for that.
And what are you studying in school?
I'm going for astrophysics.
Really? So you're going to be a rocket scientist.
That is the plan, kind of.
Nice. Is it because you want to move to Huntsville and work at Space Camp?
Yeah. Because I want to work at NASA with Brant.
I don't work there
Well.
anymore.
Yep.
Well,
He doesn't.
where Brant used to work.
He works at Curse.
I don't think NASA hires scientists anymore, though.
I don't think they do either.
I think they hire people that can disassemble stuff. That's pretty much it these
Does the
days.
Space and Rocket Center have actual research positions, or
They
only space camp counselor positions?
probably counselor positions.
Yeah. See, if I have an astrophysics degree, I don't want to be a counselor.
That's probably, but then you can send Max to the moon. Max! No? No
I wanna
space
send
camp
myself-
jokes?
I'll send
This isn't the crowd?
Chonga to the moon. She's been there before.
Hey, that's right. We should probably talk about Smite.
Smite? What's that?
So let's talk about, we got a big old patch this week, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Have y'all gotten a chance to play the patch?
I have indeed. I even took the time to play the new guy.
Hey, me too. The new guys.
Guys?
Basically new.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
They completely redid a god.
I haven't messed with Guan Yu at all, but I did mess with Zhongkui. Is it Zhongkui?
Zhongkui.
Zhongkui.
I don't know how it is pronounced. We never know how these Chinese gods are pronounced.
Zhongkui.
Changji.
The Demon Queller.
Yeah.
No, that's his name. The Demon Queller.
No. Yes.
Title under the thing. So, the demons that Zhang Kui captures from exorcism are stored in his demon bag, giving him additional protections for each demon captured. When Recall Demons is activated, Zhang Kui gains double the protections from his demon bag, but eventually losing all stacks when the bag is empty.
Yeah.
That's
It's kind of
impressive,
cool.
By the way, Sprint didn't mention that.
And
Yeah,
this is
it's
actually very Chinese. I used to watch a lot of Chinese martial arts films and stuff. And I don't know if you know this, but a lot of the Chinese magical casting involves taking pieces of paper with spells on them and sticking them on your enemies. So like the way you would kill a vampire, which by the way, Chinese vampires are really weird. Don't ever look that up. Is you would stick this spell on their head on a piece of paper, and Zhang Kui takes these spells and throws them against people, and then he can release them with his number 2 and pull the souls into his demon bag, and it's kind of cool.
He has a lot of really nice effects. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know
Yeah.
Wes was mentioning this last week, or not last week, a couple episodes ago with Tier. The Tier's model is they're really getting good on these models, and Zhang Kui's model is also fantastic.
Yeah, what did you think about the new Guan Yu?
I love like what he looks like or how he plays.
the model. Since we're talking about models,
I think it's sweet. Especially, I really like his skin. Not the
you like his
skin,
milky
but
smooth skin.
The other his like red and yellow. God, what does it look like?
I don't know.
Red and gray.
Describe it.
I think looks really cool.
No, we need more descriptors. We need you
He's a lot of like flowy.
Couple
more
things
adjectives.
off him and
Adjectives. A couple adverbs.
You're not
they're
making it on the Food Network. I'm
smooth
sorry.
and flowy. And
Milky smooth. Go with milky smooth.
Yeah.
he has milky smooth cloth flowing off of his body, and he looks like a total BA now.
How would you describe the cloth moving? Okay, so he has some other abilities here: expose evil, exorcism, book of demons, recall demons, and they do a bunch of stuff. Right?
Yes. So like his number one is he tags people with the spell thing, and it does a DOT. And you can do your number 2, and it's a cone, and it will, or an arc, pardon me, and it will pull the label off of them and do half the damage that it was going to do as a DOT as burst damage.
Right.
And it will also suck souls into your soul bag. And then number 3.
Oh, and it also heals him.
Yes. All the souls you pull into your soul bag heal you.
Up to 3 of them.
Yeah. And then the number 3 does extra damage to everybody around you that has the little spell on them. And your ultimate...
And stuns.
The ultimate is you empty your soul bag. Your demon bag. And basically it's like this continuous attack on the players near you.
And the demons all attack them. They fly out, and they also heal your teammates that are in your range.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, they fly into your teammates and heal them.
See, that's what I get
it says healing.
That's what I get for playing like solo Joust to learn how to play him.
And also something that's really annoying with that ability, he's immune to crowd control during it.
I've noticed that.
Which is... It's crowd control is really getting to me in this game sometimes. Like I don't know, I feel like let's go one way or the other. Either crowd control works or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it just seems like I'm always in a spot where crowd control locks me down and I have no abilities to do any of it, so I have to buy an item to do it.
Right.
If the timer's up. But then there's these gods that they have it built in, and it seems, I don't know, it's like the last 2 gods, right? Have had immunity and cooldown reduction on them, and that seems, I don't know.
I agree.
It's annoying.
I feel like I get locked down way too much, and when I'm using my abilities as Anubis, and everybody can just ignore everything that I'm doing because they have some kind of anti-crowd control thing, it drives me nuts.
Well, remember Chunka has her little dodge that also is a little CC immune.
But
and it seems like it never works right.
Well, that's just it. Like, I don't mind
she
an
doesn't.
activated, hey, this is one of my abilities I can get out of crowd control thing. Mm-hmm. Because it's one of your abilities. And I mean, that's something different. But when people are just like, for instance, I noticed, I can't remember who I was playing, but Kali was up against me and she started spinning around and she was immune to everything I would do to her while she was spinning around, you know? And I get frustrated. Or as Anubis, I want to wrap people up in stuff. And like you said, people who can avoid crowd control. Guan Yu has some new anti-crowd control stuff with his jumpy around bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean his horse?
No, like he was.
It's part of the horse. He jumps around.
Yeah.
He jumps off the horse.
But I couldn't lock him down with my stuff, and I was mad. And I feel like you do that either crowd control should work against everybody or it shouldn't. Or
his 3 Taolu assault makes him immune to knockback. That's not really crowd control. Like I guess he'd be immune to Anher's little thing.
Well, his cavalry charge is also. He can steer and click to attack and is immune to crowd control.
Yeah, but that kicks on a horse. And that's his alt, too. So, it's like, you can tell. You can look at him, oh, he's on his horse. That's, like, not a mystery that you can't.
I just think it's weird that it's, like... It's hard to understand which ults break crowd control and which... Like, if you have an ult that has crowd control in it, and then someone has an ult that you can't crowd control, it's like... Which ults trump which ults?
Yeah. There's a game of rock, scissors, paper, and I don't know the rules to it because there's Vulcan and Spock in there as well. Or Vulcan and What's the other one?
You mean Lizard and Spock?
Lizard and Spock. That's it.
Oh, I thought you were going to keep it with the game, Vulcan and Poseidon.
No. Haven't you ever heard of Rock, Scissors, Paper, Lizard, Spock? It's from...
Yeah. No.
I have a lizard right over here. So.
But I do agree.
He kind of looks like Ao Kwang, who is in Smite. I was trying to bring it around there. Keep talking, Brent.
Like, so, yeah, I was like, what is he babbling about? So, my thoughts is ult should be the last one trumps the other one.
Yeah.
And then I also think ult should always trump regular abilities. Like, that's your ult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think it should trump everything.
Yep. I'm with you.
And then maybe items trump everything. So you kind of have that dichotomy where it's like ability, ult, item.
I like it. That's a good hierarchy.
That's how it works, and we're just stupid.
Now, is this just CC ults that you're talking about?
Yeah.
So, like,
well, and if
Chunga's 2 or her dodge she could still dodge with it. It just wouldn't, if she got, like, hit by another ult that stunned, she would be stunned then.
Right.
Okay.
Like, I think that's fair. Someone pulled their ult out on you.
Yeah.
You know, her ult's a stun as well, right?
Well, I noticed that when I'm playing, like, Hades v. Hades, I will hold my ult until the other Hades uses his, because mine will cancel his out.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. And that's the only time I'll use it. I will hold it until he uses his. It seems stupid to use it at any other time if we're in a combat together.
Right.
And it seems like the other one's Ares versus Ares. I think that's how it works as well.
Yeah.
So it's almost like using Ubers in Team Fortress 2, where you don't.
And I might be being crazy.
Yeah, it's just like Ubers.
I think I might be being crazy. I'm thinking Ares instead of Hades. Pardon me. I don't know about Hades v. Hades.
Well, that's true, because you'll jump up with your ult, and he'll have pulled them in and dropped down, and then you'll immediately pull him into
Actually, no. It won't even go that far. He'll be up in the air starting to pull people in as Ares, and if you do yours, you will break his and start pulling everybody around in.
Solid.
So, yeah. So if I'm playing Ares v. Ares, I won't use it unless the other team is using it.
And, as we talk about this stuff, it's just three guys who play the game. We could be wrong. We're not like Smite-ticians here.
No.
So let us know. Email us at smite@deadworkers.com and let us know if we're wrong. And what is your opinion about ults and cooldowns and, well, not cooldowns, but lockdowns and that sort of stuff.
Or you could come watch the show live on Friday-ish at nights, and you can tell us we're wrong right in chat.
That's
Indeed.
Right. Also, some other changes this week. We already talked about Guan Yu getting significantly updated. This is all pretty much because of the Tencent involvement, and I'm sure we'll see more Chinese God changes. I think someone was joking today during the tournament that if the one of the teams didn't pick a Chinese God this time, that they were going to Tencent was going to cancel their deal. But anyway, other significant changes: ground targeters have been customized for several gods: Agni, Anubis, Aphrodite, Apollo, Ares, Bacchus, Shangha, Cupid, Fenrir, Guan Yu, Nija, Neith, Odin, Poseidon, Thor, Jablonke, Ymir, and Zeus.
And I think this helps a lot in things like Assault, where you don't know what powers you have, and you've seen them being used in the game, but you aren't 100% sure what you're getting when there's a circle on the ground in front of you. But like Anubis, when you do the number 3, like all the hands are sticking up in the little thing, so you're like, okay.
You guys always talk about polish, and this is the kind of polish that they put in the game where it makes everyone feel more personalized, and it makes them really slick too.
Yeah. Well, it also helps. It creates, one of the things we loved about TN2 was TF2 is that there was a lot of like decisions made to make things intuitive, so that when people were coming at you, you knew who they were based on their outline and things like that. And I think they're doing that with these. They're making the reticles that you're using to place things on the floor look like the powers you're going to use, so that you'll know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like Kevin was saying, is the polish, right? It's just like who was it? I was looking at Chen Gong. I hadn't played her since they updated the thing, and one of them is just a circle, and so your thing is just going to be a circle. But they put just a little detail on it, so it's polished. It looks nice and clean and up with the new stuff. So big props to the art department, who also had plenty of time to give us some 3 more golden skins. So they were pumping that paint bucket, adding some Apple effects on the abilities, and we got the golden Callie, Fenrir, and Freya.
And we got voice packs for Zeus, Guan Yu, and Zhang Kuai.
Guan Yu's voice pack is, I don't know if I like it very much.
Well, I was laughing. Who was it that has the, like, almost basic voice? There was somebody, I think it was Guan Yu. It sounds almost identical to the basic, like...
I'm the greatest.
That guy.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't it suck if he just happened to be, well, we just used Guan Yu's voice for the basic pack.
And you paid for it. It'd be like, no! That would be terrible.
It would be terrible.
That's too bad.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sorry.
They definitely changed, and I think this is a huge change, the arena map. Like, not just the
yeah.
look. They changed... they made it smaller, I feel. They kind of pushed it together. They made the phoenixes kind of shoot at a larger, weirder angle from the door. Before, you could almost really get people at the door easier, I felt. And now, all of a sudden, that phoenix is hitting you a lot further out, it feels like. Like, I think it's a good change, and it's going to take some getting used to, but it's a definite change.
Yeah.
And everything looks nicer. New minions. They made it where you can tell the different sides, because one's green, one's yellow. So if you just follow the flags, you know you're going the right way.
I didn't pay attention. I didn't notice. Like, I noticed that they changed things, but, like, I didn't get the vibe that I got off, like, the Conquest map changes.
Okay, I can see that.
So
It feels very gladiatorial-esque now. More so than I think it did previously. You go in and there are these huge walls, and then you walk out, and it just, I don't know, it felt taller and more majestic. I like that. It's more of that polish.
they also... Wait, I was looking at something else. The Fire Giant lava range has been increased in Conquest. They've made some visual changes for Fog of War in the jungle in Conquest and Joust. They've done some visual cleanups and memory optimization in the Conquest map. And they also were having some problems with the Joust challenge that didn't allow 4v4 or 5v5 competition, and they fixed that.
There are also a bunch of UI updates. So, like, when you're going into the match and it shows all the God cards, that's changed. And then at the end of the match, they changed it. And I don't really like the end of the match change as much. I feel like I have less information on the, like, main splash screen now.
It's cleaner. Like, I agree with you because I'm used to the old stuff, and I like that data.
Yeah.
I think they almost made this change for new players coming in, and it's just kind of a capper, and it's just a nice... you're watching your god do its thing, and you kind of have a little bit of data on the left.
I think the thing is I really don't like is it doesn't show you how many worshippers you have. It shows you how many you get from the match, and it shows you what level you're going for, but it doesn't show you how many you currently have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like that very much.
I do feel like there's certain things that are harder to navigate now. Like getting to your friend invites, like the people who've invited you to be friends, is a little tougher. Like sometimes you can get into menus and you don't really know how to get home. Back to the basic stuff.
There's a big button that says home.
It does switch over to say home.
So.
Oh, did they add the big green button lately? Because there was the one where you had to click the top left corner.
It's in the center. It normally says play.
Yeah.
But if you're off the main screen, it says home.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I missed. I always thought it still said play.
I should have been showing all this stuff.
You should have.
But yeah, the other change to that screen is that I feel it's not as easy to know that there's more data. Like there's these little blue arrows, and if you hadn't played the game before, I think I might not even notice that.
Yeah.
Which I don't
Agreed.
know. That may be a change for them too, so people aren't worried about that stuff as much.
Yeah, but at the same time, like it is like I had to look for the arrows to find them, and I knew I could rotate to other screens, and I still had trouble knowing those arrows were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced they made a smart UI decision there.
So what else? Go on.
I also like that it tells you. Now you two probably don't like this as much or care as much. That it tells you how many experience points you get from the match. Now, and I'd really like if it did that, and then also there was somewhere you could look and it would tell you how many you needed to get to the next level. Almost like Pokemon, a little bit, or really anything that has levels. It tells you how many you just got and how many you need total that level, and how many you need. Like it tells you, you have 4,000 out of 6,500 right now.
Well, and y'all tell me this, or people listening, write in and let me know if I'm wrong about this. But I thought they said that when they added in the gods level ranks, that once beta ended, that they were doing away with the 30 levels completely.
Yes.
So that data is going to be gone anyway.
Yep.
Like
Doing away with the 30 levels?
because it's not needed for anything.
Yep.
The only
it's
thing
only
it's good
for the beta
right now is for Coco Demon, the skin for a mirror, to get to 30 before beta ends.
Yep.
So is everyone going to have like a secret elo then, basically?
Yeah, and your god ranks.
Okay. And you're like mastery level, I guess, too.
Yeah.
So it'll matchmake by your secret elo then,
Yeah.
pretty much. Okay.
Yeah, because I think it already matches by elo.
No.
Let me rephrase that.
I mean-
I think it already tries to match you by elo.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because honestly, I think Wes has said it before. The levels, though, like knowing someone's 30, they're probably going to be better than one. It really doesn't tell you exactly how good a god is. A person is. I mean, you can get to 30 and suck. I mean, just look at Wes.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh, you're not 30 yet. See,
No,
what am I
I'm
saying?
not. So don't give me that crap.
Take me, for instance. I'm 30. And I wouldn't want to play a ranked game 30 right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
So, and when we say ELO, it's basically a hidden number. So, like, when you win a game, it actually takes into account the people you're playing. And if they're a lot better than you, then you're going to get more points. Say, 18 points, where if you play against a sucky team and do really well, you'll only get 1 or 2 points, or maybe 0. And then if you lose, you'll lose points on your ELO kind of based on the same thing. So it's trying to gauge how good you are playing. So it's not a level, really.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they added a whole new item, the Blood Forge. It's a physical power item. It gives you plus 40 physical and plus 20% lifesteal. With the passive, as each successful hit on an enemy grants you plus 5 physical power and 2% physical lifesteal for 4 seconds, max of 5 stacks.
That's a lot of lifesteal. I think that might be the most lifesteal any item has.
Yeah.
So-
Plus, you can get up to 10 extra percentage points. So
Yeah,
30
get up to
total if you
30.
do 5 attacks in a row on an enemy gun.
So that seems like something Callie would go for, right? Like she's big on lifesteal.
Callie, Bakasura, Fenrir.
Yeah, Eric really likes it. I was talking to him.
See, like
It's cool.
I don't play Bakasura enough, so I don't know the mechanics of that. But is like Loki, like I don't get lifesteal ever with him because I feel like he's a glass cannon.
Yeah.
Like he's not really meant to go in and then heal back up. He's meant to go in and kill someone or go in and get out. And in either way, the extra lifesteal, like I don't want to be hitting someone that many times.
Right.
Right? I want to hit him 4 times and be gone.
No, that's legitimate. I see it.
I don't understand how to use lifesteal. Every time I try to play a god where I get lifesteal, I just suck a lot.
I do it with Fenrir because I feel like since he's a kind of a bruiser, not an assassin, he should, but at the same time, like he can be a very glass cannon. So it just depends on who's attacking him when he's,
Does lifesteal just count basic attacks? Or is it abilities too?
I don't know. I don't count on lifesteal working on anything other than basic attacks.
Because if it was abilities, that might be why it works so well for Fenrir, because he's got his rar ability.
Yeah, but I also do a lot of basic attacks with Fenrir
Yeah.
because once that rar thing is great, But really, if you can't get somebody alone with, with your basic attacks, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
going back a little bit to the level thing, RP Gamer brought up a good point. The referral bonuses are based off of level too, so they'll have to rework that if they take out levels. So we may be wrong about that, but I swear they said it when they first announced it. But
speaking of referral bonuses,
yes,
you can go to deadworkers.com, and if you have not signed up for Smite yet, or if you're signing up as a Smurf, we have a link on the side of the page. And I am still amazed. I only have 3 people who I've referred who have gotten over 5th level.
Wow.
And I've been playing this game a long time.
That's almost kind of sad.
I don't want to hear it. How many do you have?
I would have to look.
Vivisect says lifesteal is basic attacks.
Yes.
So that answers your question.
Yes.
Or my question, not yours.
So yeah, I would like to hear from them. Maybe Gabe will answer me. They're all at either PAX this week or Dragon Con. So go look for them. Look for the high res guys. I know they have some codes. They're going to give us some codes for the Dead Workers Party to give out. So go find them. Anyway, there's some other changes. Fatalis got some changes. I don't even know what the Gauntlet of Thieves is. Who gets that? What's that for?
I'm not familiar with
It's
it.
a stack item that just gives you a bunch of health.
I guess.
It's good for like bruisers.
See, I don't know. Like, that's one of those items. Health? Really?
Yeah, or it could be good for a mage if you're doing like ethereal staff. If you're stacking it's basically just one of those if you want to stack minion kill items. So if you're stacking like Book of Thoth and Warlock Sash, this would be another good thing to stack on there. And then I think Warlock Sash also gives you health. So then you could get this and then get Ethereal Staff, and that would give you a bunch of magical power on top of health.
Okay. This also, like the basic things, it also gives you 450 health and 9 HP 5.
Yeah.
And so it looks like this is really kind of a buff on the item. It seems like it wouldn't be because you're losing 50 health, but you're getting it twice as fast.
Right.
Yep.
So I think that's cool. Transcendence, that's that big staff or halberd looking one, kind of bluish, I think. The passive have changed from 10 mana to 20 mana per minion kill, and the stacks are changed from 50 to 25. So once again, they reduced the total stacks, but it's the same, just faster. So that's another buff. Winged Wand, which I heard a lot of talk about, this is a good one to get if you're up against like an Anubis or a Poseidon with their circles that slow you down, things like that. And this one, the mana has been removed from this item, and 4/7 10% cooldown reduction has been added, which is good. And the passive has changed from 10 to 20% movement speed when hit by a slow, and the duration changed 2 to 4.
That's nifty.
So I like this. They're taking some items that maybe don't get enough love. And they got all the stats, right? Are people using this item? And you make the call. Well, we can just remove it or make it where someone will use it. And I think it's good. I think they have a good selection of items right now. So I think removing them might make the store kind of feel empty.
Well, I mean, and there's certain items that don't have much stuff. Like I noticed looking for magical protection items. It's kind of weird. There's only a few good magical protection items.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, what was it? Eric was talking about attack speed, that there's only a couple of good attack speed items.
There's like enough for like one build.
Yeah.
That's it. So
I don't know. I'm excited that they're taking some of these items and reworking them.
I
That'd be
agree.
nifty if they added like super items that you pretty much only get very late end game or like in Hoarder. I don't know, they'd be like 10,000 gold, and I was just thinking for like a tank, it'd be like plus 100 physical protection, plus 100 magical protection, and then like plus like 500 mana, plus 5. So like basically a supercharged
Give an X on that
Leviathan cloak.
Yeah.
Give an X on that one.
I think.
I think, and here's the reason why. I like the basic idea of it, some cool in-game items, But my fear is that it would extend games more so than end them faster.
It's a trap.
You know what I mean? Like if all your tanks are getting beefier.
Well, I mean, that was just an idea. Maybe you could have a...
Well, I know, and then you would have your DPS would get DPSier. See the words I make up? This? But I don't know.
Now, one thing I was wondering is the
No.
magical power max is like 1100. And I can't think of any way to get possibly to 1100. So how do you do that?
I
You
know.
with items.
I know the same thing with movement speed.
Uh-huh.
Like I got Callie up to the fastest that I think I've ever been, and I think the max is like 1100, like you said, and the max was around 700 that I could get to, and that was buying every single movement item and then having her buff. So that's all I can think of is stacking buffs end up taking you maybe, but that's a huge range to get up there. But I think that's the only way.
I just remember that when you have any kind of buff on you, that affects the number in there. So maybe it's like, Cronus builds like your Kali does, and then gets the movement speed buff.
Yeah.
And then hits his 2. And maybe that's why. Or something, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's why, and give them a little leeway.
Yeah.
Basically, there is no max on it, I think is what you probably think of. But if someone figures it out some way to screw their system, they have a physical max.
I'm actually a little mad about some of the maxes.
Like your CR? Your
Like
cooldown
attack
reduction?
speed. Like attack speed. I can only have 35% increase in attack speed. Why do you have all these other items? Why can't I continue to stack that thing if that's how I choose to spend my money? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to me, it seems arbitrary, and it's one of those kind of rules that only benefits the people who have studied the numbers of the game, and I don't feel like you should have to study numbers in order to win at the game.
Yeah. It could solely be because of Hoarder. Like, if you think of how deadly some gods are immediately,
But that's
Hoarder,
just it. Like,
triple that number, right?
To me, it seems more logical that then God selection should be where you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't have to like keep track of which stats I'm able to cap out.
Yeah.
It seems weird to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I can see that. The only thing I can think of is that maybe they tested it early days, But I like having no caps.
Well,
and then fix the items around that.
Or at least tell like maybe. And this might be a little more complicated than we want, but like if you continue to buy, attack speed increases, maybe they start to taper off, and explain it in the tooltip as I'm buying. This will only give you, X number of increased attack speed. But it feels silly to me. Like, okay, I'm making a build, but I have to sit there and do math and figure out, okay, I'm getting 25% off this. I'm getting 9% off this. Should I buy this item because I really only get 1% more attack speed out of it? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's bad decision making. So
it's really annoying with cooldown percentage though. Like that one kills me. I mean, I understand it. I get it completely because then you could just, get 100% cooldown reduction and then your ult would, take like 30 seconds to recharge and or if you were like Arachne, then her ult would take
again,
15
see,
seconds.
I do cooldown reduction ISIS. Like that's my first 2 items are to max her cooldown reduction.
So many of my gods.
Can you imagine her spirit
popular.
ball coming out twice as fast?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Be all over the place.
But at the same time, if that's how you're spending your money, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I know, but if there's a game breaking, that's my thing. Is like her spirit ball coming out twice as fast. I don't know if because you also get that mana back faster with her. Like it's just like I don't know. Like you're right. I would love it because I like playing ISIS. So no, I don't know what to say.
I mean, they must have a rationale for it being 35%. And they must have.
And if they don't have a
context.
rationale, I think they should change it.
Yeah, they should make it.
How about that?
Max 200%. So then you can just make your cooldowns
No maxes.
instantly.
Okay, so There's not a whole bunch of news this week because we've already gone over the other changes. They are doing the... Well, I guess that is big news. We should talk about this. So, at PAX this week, they're doing a tournament, and it's for... I consider it big money. Now, it's not like $250,000 like LOL is, but this is game still in beta for a $20,000 North American Invitational. So I watched a few games today. Bart, Hi-Rez, and Lionheart, I believe is the other guy. Lionheart. Were casting it. It was weird. I felt like things were speeded up. I don't know if they actually were at the beginning. But they were also playing from almost a League of Legends viewpoint for a lot of the game, where the gods were really small so they could fit everybody on the screen at once. And it was really kind of hard to see. Like, I didn't enjoy... and I hate saying this because I do like the game, and I'm saying this only because I want them to improve on it. Like, I think Bart did a really good job of casting, and I think Lionheart, I think he spoke too fast. Like, it was stressful.
Yeah.
Like, when you hear a football game or a basketball game, and you hear a lot of football games cast, I'm sure, Kevin.
Yep.
They have a kind of
cadence, a pace
that they go.
Yeah.
And then as the action revs up and something happened that you need to get like involved with, then they rev up and they start talking faster. And
They start yelling
excited.
and things like that.
Right,
Like,
right.
oh, he's got the ball. Oh, he's got... Yeah.
Well, and that's
You're
what
right.
I felt like he was doing the whole time. Like, he took that to, and it was like he was trying to fit in every single ability that people were doing in, a team fight instead of just the nice punches out of it. It's like, oh, the spirit ball's going up. And that's all I can say is besides that, I thought Bart did really well casting. And I think maybe if Lionheart takes some, tips from him, maybe slows it down a little bit, it could be really good and actually enjoy watching a match.
Yeah.
Was he like a horse race guy? Like...
No,
all-
it was like when they
Just like
pump
that?
up at the end in a football play when someone's about to make a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
This was when people were buying items. Like, no,
And he's looking at this, and he's looking at that, and he wants to buy this, and he buys this.
except for it was that buys this part the whole time. And I almost turned it off because I was like, I am getting a headache. But then Bart started talking more. I was like, okay, I think I can handle this. So I really want them to pump that up because that is, League pulls in like 500,000 people watching their League matches. And I think that just is more people playing it. People see it on Twitch and go, what's this? And they want to... You don't want people's first impression of your game from a Twitch thing to be something that annoys them and they go away. And they don't even stay long enough to figure out what the game is.
Absolutely.
And I think you also don't want to film the wrong thing. Like, if you film it in a wrong way, people aren't going to get the game and it's going to be confusing. Some things like that, I think they could do better. And hope they do. But so that's good. If you're at PAX, go talk to them. They want to hug you.
Sweet.
Yes. And evidently there's a couple of them at Dragon Con as well.
Eric's hugging them right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That guy. That Eric.
I was like, what happened?
So, yeah. So we've got an on the 8th day. I did that alone. You left me.
I'm sorry. I was
On the
reading
eighth
the
day,
unannounced
dun.
patch notes.
Oh, really?
But I don't know if this is for the right one. Patch 1408.
Oh, that's one where they changed Conquest.
Yeah, that's
That's a really old one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So we've got on the 8th day.
On the 8th! I did it alone.
I know.
What happened there?
Because you were too late.
Your turn, Kev.
Dun.
Okay, so this one is from Dr. Fruit Salad. He says, I thought of the coolest idea for an item in Smite. Hi-Rez can buy the idea for a small sum of gems as the patent is pending. My idea is to have a defense item that isn't any class specific. And at the 3rd tier, it buffs your passive. For instance, Ra would get a bigger speed boost, Loki would get more backstab damage, or Freya would get more damage carryover. A boost on everyone's passive? Seems pretty. That's serious.
So what would that do for Kronos then? Would he get a boost to all 4 chambers of his 2? Because then I would kill people even more than I already do. And
yeah.
Like, imagine, I don't know, it's already plus 35% basic attack. What if it was like plus 45%? Like, that would just be... He's already ridiculous when he gets end game. He doesn't need to be more ridiculous.
Right.
And Loki, like...
the only issue... Not the only issue, but I think one of the major issues with it is what you're referring to, basically, is game balance.
Yeah.
That would so totally change the game balance on certain characters.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it would change it enough that they would look at it and go, oh, well, maybe it was overpowered in the first place. Like, maybe it would point the finger easier. Mm-hmm. You know, if all of a sudden you doubled it all and it's not equating, like, shouldn't it equate if it doubles, kind of? But, that's kind of like a weird math.
It's different. Like, Raw getting
problem.
a speed boost is significantly different than Loki being able to one-shot you now.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Like, Loki can two-shot you with his backstabs, but now he can one-shot you. So...
Yeah,
I mean, those are different. Those are significantly different things.
Like I love the concept of it. I think we're pointing out that I think it could have some drastic issues.
I think
maybe you could make it where they already have how they kind of lock for certain people. So if you're magical, you can't buy physical stuff. So maybe they could have it. It's a passive that would only buff people that have like more passives, like Ra's or.
Well, what if I think if they
else.
did something like that, what they have to do is basically in your passive, basically have some item, and it could be the whole passive depending on the god, or it could be a piece of the passive, but that's what it doubles.
Yeah.
Or basically it's like passive, and if you get this item, it does this extra. But then that gets a little confusing.
But I kind of like the idea of a class-specific booster. You know,
like Mage, Assassin, Bruiser.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so all of a sudden, with certain characters, you can buy this item and it will boost certain of your abilities. But at the same time, like, I mean, isn't that the same as everything else? I mean, aren't normal items boosts on your basic abilities?
Now, what if they did more like what if they did level locking to try to maybe balance this a little bit, so you could only get the item up to a certain level, and then it would like automatically sell it or something.
Weird.
So
that's pretty. That's getting wonky.
That's
too complicated.
Yes. I think that's too complicated. Not so much for players, everyone, but the stupid ones, and also the new ones. Like if you bought an item and you're a new player, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Where?" Like we know people that bought 5 pairs of boots. I'm not going to mention who they were because they didn't realize they didn't stack, right?
Because they didn't read, or it says,
right. Basically, they didn't read, and all they saw was, "Oh, this gives me this speed movement. Well, I'll buy 5 of them. I'll run like someone really fast that I can't think of."
Like
Carl
Mercury.
Williams.
Hermes.
Wait,
he runs really
is that
fast.
Shaft? I don't think. Anyway, okay. So this next one here, Neve, sorting items by stats. Or maybe
that's
Knife.
me. So
Nivy.
I thought about this when we were actually playing one of our games. That it'd be really nice if you could sort items by, say, how much physical power they give, and they would put whichever one gives you the most physical power at the top of the list, and then go down. Because as it is right now, it's only sorted by expense.
Yeah.
So there are times when I'm trying just to go like balls to the wall, magical power on a god, and I'd really like to know which items give me just the most magical power. Like I don't care what else they give me.
Right.
Or I've already bought Rod of Tahuti and Bancroft's Town. I'm like, okay, what else do I I don't know what else gives me more magical power, so I'd like to know that.
Right. Yeah, I'd like that too. Like, and it seems like pretty easy. Some just filter, some kind of sorting filter.
I mean, it could be with everything too. Which one gives me the most movement speed, gives me the most crit chance. I think it'd be a lot helpful when you're trying out new builds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
okay, this next one here is from Ragin' Cajun, who says, "Hey guys, you know what would be nice? When checking your social tab and seeing people in game, I'd like to know what kind of game and how long it has been going.
Ding ding.
That way,
ding.
you can know if it's worthwhile to hang out and wait for them to finish for a team up." Or if they are 2 minutes into a conquest match.
I agree.
Yes.
I'll add one addition.
Yes.
I wish you could basically pre-queue a party.
Yep.
Someone's in a group but not partied. You can hit party, or at least know if they're in a party. Something like that.
Yes.
All good things.
Yes. So basically, you and your friends want to play a game together. You go ahead and make the party, even if they're in another game, and then as soon as they get out, you're auto queued. Yes.
Yes.
Last one here is from Mr. Ison. We just played a game with him, I think, last night with Mr. Eagle. No. Well, that was you. Kevin and I played with Mr. Ison.
Yes.
Last night?
Night before last? I don't know.
I think
Days go
it
by.
was Bitburner we played with.
Yeah, no, we played with him too. But then I thought we
Mr.
brought
Ison.
Mr. Ison in.
Is that Pixel Popper?
No, okay. Be quiet. You're making me look bad. I know I played with Mr. Ison this week. Anyway.
You probably did.
Hey guys, Mr. Ison here. Recently, it seems like Hi-Rez has been introducing a lot of new gods, but hardly any new regular skins. For example, Isis and Athena, who have been around for quite a while now, only the default and extra skin that all gods have on release. And while the golden skins are nice, I'd really like to see some new normal skins. I think it'd be really cool if 1 week, instead of introducing a new god, they gave us 5 to 10 new skins. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts about more gods versus more skins. Keep up the awesome podcasting and smite on, Mr. Ison.
Yes.
Yes, these are good emails. Y'all keep sending these in.
Yes.
Because I agree. Like,
You rock.
I don't play Hebo, but when Hebro came out, I was excited.
Yep.
Like, I'm excited. To me, it's that creative part of the game. It's like, what cool thing can you make? What cool skin can you do?
Yep.
I mean, like,
know?
how long ago was Aphrodite?
Yeah.
I think that might have been one of the last regular skins in a while.
Yeah.
Because they add an additional skin for all the new gods, of course, but
Here's my guess. My guess is they're going to wait till release to start popping those out.
And some of the gods don't have any skins. I mean, some of them have one skin and a repaint, and that's
Right.
it. Like Fenrir just got golden, but
Yeah.
other than that, it's one skin and a repaint. Nothing creative, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure that they'll change that at release, but yeah, I'd like to see some more skins.
Yeah. I think part of it right now is and this is just a guess here, but I don't know how many artists they have working on skins or stuff, but right now it seems like they're trying to knock out the golden ones, but also trying to update any old skins to look nicer and kind of update with these new skins. And so I think
And then
once they're
add
kind
new
of done
gods.
with that pass, then they'll start creatively making the new skins, because that's going to be their moneymaker, right? Is the new skins.
I would estimate that they're once the game is released, the new gods are going to start coming out at a much slower pace. Maybe one a month instead of one every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
So actually, I mean, right now we're almost getting one every week, sort of. I mean, supposedly we're supposed to get, there's a Hell rework coming up, and actually that's the only one I can think of. So yeah, we're basically getting a new god every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But maybe once it's released, it'll be every month. And there are a lot of tweaks that are like Odin. Odin's getting a.
Yes, I have one
a
last
tweak.
god pack to give away.
Not me. I'm not
What is
giving away
this?
anything.
What have you done?
Nothing.
What have you done?
Nothing. I just wanted to go check their God Pack page to see what the changes were, because
Yeah.
it used to have 40 slots, right?
Yeah.
And I know with the Chinese videos, it went to 41 is what they say on the video. So I just want to see what the page is. Well, they have all the gods up to Zhong Kui, but there's 7 more slots. Now, it may be
Hunbats is going to come back.
Oh, Sun Wukong, you mean?
Sun Wukong, yes.
Yeah.
Sun Wukong is going to come back, so that's 6.
So 6 times 8, so 48. 48. And they may end up doing 50 total, right?
Yeah.
But this could be just to even up the squares on the page, and they just
That's true.
went, fill
That's
it
true.
up. And I'm still kind of going with the 41. How many do they have now? What did we say?
41.
Yeah, 41. So I think maybe we'll hear the announcement date this weekend at PAX. Win better time, a big tournament at one of the biggest conventions for a while, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to wait till Minecon, right?
No.
So if you're interested in Minecon, you should go listen to our show, the Shaft Podcast.
All right, I know all the next
Yeah.
gods. It's going to be Sun Wukong. It's going to be Jesus. It's going to be Moses. It's going to be Jesus again. And
And
I just
Cthulhu,
really
you
want
think they're going
Jesus
to spend the
to
big money and
I
get
think that would
Cthulhu in
just
here?
be Fantastic.
Jesus and Cthulhu and Elric.
And Moses
Yes.
and Muhammad. Oh God. That'd be bad.
You just got us all put on a list.
Yeah.
man.
Oh, that things are going bad now.
Oops. It's a trap.
Oops. Oops.
So what are we doing now? Are we done?
So, I think we've pretty much hit the end of this.
I think we have to.
I have a tip. I want to.
Uh-oh. What's the tip?
So for Guan Yu, the new Guan Yu with your horse, if you hold S, the horse runs slower.
What?
So when you're chasing people, because he moves, kind of like Vimana does. So
Yeah.
he still turns really not sharply, but when you're running up to someone, you can hold S and you can hit them a bunch of times before you run past them. So if you're going at full speed, you might only get like 2 hits on someone before you pass them up if you're chasing them.
Wow.
You can't turn around. So if you hold S, you slow down, and that makes it easier to get hits on people you're chasing.
That's kind of surprising.
So yeah,
I didn't even know. Okay. Cool.
that's the tip.
Hold S. Good tip.
So, we need to do a video, like a machinima, but bring Jesus into the game, I think.
Yeah, I'll voice him. I'll voice Jesus.
I mean, I mean, we could. I'll stop there anyway. So, leave us some iTunes reviews. Email us. Should we give away? We'll give away these on the next show. This will be a reason for you to come back. So I don't know if y'all saw. I tweeted out another reason to follow us on Twitter. Alienware was giving out the raw skins again this week.
Yes.
Free. Did you
Yep.
get one?
I got one.
Well, I got 5 of them to give out on the show.
No way.
I found a neat little trick how to
Really?
screw
Did it
their
involve like
system up.
13 Hotmail accounts?
Pretty much so. No, it was one Gmail account and Gmail's system.
I know exactly what you did.
But so I got 5 extra to give out because I already have one. We'll give them out next week
Excellent.
when Eric's back in town from Dragon Con and hopefully with some Smite swag.
Yes, we want Smite schmag. Schwag. Schmag.
Did I say schmag too?
Oh, no. I was just
I might
pretending to
have.
be silly.
Okay. So thanks everyone.
Yes.
And Smite on!
Unleash it.